So I asked you guys on my community page, is that what it's called? If you had any questions for a Q&A. So here we are like a month later because I kind of forgot about it there for a couple weeks. And I asked the questionnaire on my Instagram, so we may get to those. Although I was definitely not expecting the amount of questions that I got. So I probably will not be able to answer all the questions in as much depth as I would like. We'll try our best in the limited amount of time that we have to do this Q&A video. I just got my allergy shots and it was the most painful one so far. It literally felt like lava was like injected in my arm, and then it burned for like probably about 3 minutes of just like fiery hot, and it was awful, but I survived and I'm here to tell the tale. Hold on, I need some air. I parked under the only shade tree on this entire property. Also, I apologize for not going somewhere super scenic or looking really nice. I just thought, you know, I have to wait 30 minutes at my allergy shot place. Might as well get some Q&A action done. What's one thing you do that other people would consider weird? Also, what's one food you enjoy others would consider weird? I do a lot of weird things. I take cold showers. I don't like hot coffee. I don't like hot food. Everything in my life has to be cold or room temperature. I do not do heat whatsoever. Food that I enjoy that others would consider weird. Lately, I've really been taken aback by the amount of people that don't like hot dogs. I get that they're made really weird, and like, don't look up how they're made. If you like hot dogs, you'll probably never eat one again, but I love me a chili cheese dog. Anyways, have you ever had to testify in court about fraudulent reports? No. As an auditor, you most likely will not. I don't know any auditors that have. You should have an investigations department, a fraud department, even if it's like the FBI coming in, or TBI is our Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. We also have an investigations division at where I work, so they would be the ones taking the actual fraud. The auditor hardly ever finds fraud. Very small percentage of audits actually find real fraud. You would most likely turn that over. So as an auditor, you would not, most likely, I don't want to speak for everything, but you most likely would not have to testify in court. What's your biggest regret? What's your biggest fear? My biggest fear, honestly, is just living a boring life. And lately in 2020, I've not gotten to travel. I've been home working by myself for like literally 5+ months, and it's been extremely boring. So my biggest fear is coming to life currently, but it's hopefully temporary until I can get back to traveling and doing fun things. Biggest regret? That's such a good question. I don't even have anything like remotely close to something that I've regretted, so I don't know if I have one. What important skills should an individual possess to be successful as an accountant in their workplace? How can they stand out to their future employers? Honestly, I feel like the biggest thing in any field is just those soft skills. Your workplace can teach you the technical things. Now, you still need an accounting degree to get most accounting jobs, like just having that degree, you know, on your resume. Graduating or even getting a CPA license, you can't do CPA stuff unless you have a CPA license. But communicating well with clients or managers like up higher than you, being very professional, very detail oriented, good grammar, spelling, just being able to talk in a group of people you don't know, not being super shy and awkward. I feel like that is kind of what makes you stand out against all the other accounting majors that are doing the same thing you're doing. Next question, how's the experience using the Nintendo Switch? Oh my gosh, you guys, I love this thing literally so much. It's in its case right now, but I bring it with me everywhere. I love Animal Crossing. Island life is so fun. I'm also playing Mario, Super Mario Brothers, so love it. A lot of fun. So glad that I finally found one. I definitely thought I was gonna have to give up on that whole scam. How long does it take to land an accounting job after graduating? Reddit is pretty discouraging. Don't go on Reddit to look for careers, my goodness. Right now we're in a rough time as far as the pandemic, so if you graduated in 2020, I wish you the best of luck. There's definitely been a whole lot worse times before us. If you have a good GPA, when I say good GPA, a 3.5 or higher, 3.0 is standard on any job in America, but 3.5 and higher are most accounting requirements. Plus internships, that's huge. If you're unable to get an internship, at least having a job in retail or hospitality, being around other people, having to work in a team or communicate to a boss, all of those skills are going to be essential as far as landing a job after graduation. As far as how long, I mean, I had 2 internships plus like a 3.8 GPA, so I think I did have more opportunity than maybe a standard accounting student. But don't give up hope. Accounting is a great field and it's going to continue to grow, and the CPA license is becoming more and more important as we continue through life. Tips for undergrads working towards your CPA: hang in there, don't give up. I think it's great that you're pursuing your CPA, or that you know as an undergrad you want to be a CPA. I didn't know until after I graduated. I would say enjoy life, honestly. honestly, when you're studying the CPA exam, you have no life and it sucks and you're having to study 24/7. So as an undergrad, even though you feel like you're super stressed out and you feel like it's horrible and you probably cry a lot, there's worse coming as a CPA. So enjoy life now. That would be my advice to myself as an undergrad. How does the hierarchy system work in the big four firms from once you were an intern up to becoming a managing partner? I don't work in a big four and I never worked full time in a public accounting environment. I did have an internship in public accounting, so I can't really speak on this, but I would think it's probably intern, staff, senior. About 3 years you'll become senior, and then you may have manager or even supervisor, manager before it gets up to partner level, but that's me guessing. Best tips for studying for the BEC exam, actually taking the exam itself. I did an entire video about the BEC exam where I studied for it. I did the mock exams, I took the final exam, and I shared my results. I would recommend you watch that. All the exams, you just gotta study a lot, you gotta put in the time, you can't cut corners. I cut corners and far, and it was literally a miracle from the Lord himself as to me passing it, but I also studied extremely intensely on the parts that I did get through, so it really wasn't cutting corners. I like walked the long way for the first half. Next one, I passed far on BEC, now I'm going to take Audit. What tips or tricks would you recommend to pass this section? Tim Garrity's lost me in every module, I'm going insane, miss Mike and Peter. I'm either blanking or I do not remember who Mike is. I'm not sure if I remember Mike. I loved Tim Garrity and Peter Olento, both of them superb. I just really liked the way Becker was set up in general. It just really worked for me. I also did an entire video about the audit exam because I did take it 4 times, so failed it 3 times as an auditor. I would recommend you watch that. It might be helpful. What are some differences of working for state government versus federal government? Are there any differences in terms of expectations, experiences, promotion opportunity? Thanks, love your videos, can't wait to see this one. I'm sorry I never worked for the federal government, so I have no experience, so I can't really speak on that, and I definitely don't want to make up something. I do have a friend that I used to work with in state audit that actually left us and went to a big 4 accounting firm, hated that and left, and then went to the federal government. So he is actually working for the Federal Reserve right now, which is awesome. He just started last week, so I would love to have him guest star in a video to talk about the different accounting experiences. He also worked in private, so he's worked in all the industries of accounting. So yeah, I'm sorry I can't really explain that. Hello, I just discovered your channel, absolutely love it. Please share with us your favorite movies or any favorites of yours. Take care. My favorite movie is The Greatest Showman. It's been my favorite movie for like 3 years now. Also another favorite is How to Be Single. It's a comedy. Another favorite is Bridesmaids, another comedy. I don't know what other favorites. Currently loving some boba tea. Me and Long, you've been going all the time. Yeah, so I'm blanking on any of my other favorite things in life. I love Italian food. Definitely spaghetti is my favorite food. Super basic, I make it all the time and I never get tired of it. Garlic bread, to die for. Found out I'm really allergic to garlic and that's kind of why I have digestive issues when I eat garlic bread, but hey, it's worth it. I'm just gonna say it. What's your advice for an accounting student about to graduate? Skills, interviewing, entering the workforce, studying for the CPA, deciding which area of accounting to focus on? Girl, yes. Just reading this brought me back to all of those questions that I had as an accounting student. I would say, honestly, don't stress too hard, but also to look at a lot of jobs. The more you interview at places, the more you're going to hear about places, the more you're kind of going to get a feel about places, the more people you talk to, and you'll kind of figure out what you want in a job. And all of us are different. We all have different priorities. So just because your best friend really wants to do this and climb the ladder really fast, make a lot of money, work at Big Four, doesn't mean that's really what you're going to want to do. So I would say keep your mind open, look around. As for studying for the CPA exam, my biggest goal there is to just not give up. If you want it bad enough, you will get it. As for which area of accounting to focus on, you have audit. If you liked your auditing class in college, most people don't take it until their senior year, which is when I took it, but I took 2 tax classes, federal tax and individual tax, and hated them both miserably. I was like, this is the most miserable class. Like, I hated it. So I knew that I had to like audit, or I was going to end up in like some consulting or like staff accountant where you just like do capital assets for your job or accounts payable. You don't have to like, you know, choose tax or audit. Like, there's a whole lot of things you can do with accounting. But what keeps you inspired during your rough days, either professionally or personally? Your videos are so funny, I love watching them. Oh, thanks. Yeah, lately I have not been very inspired. That's why I took a break from YouTube and just decided that I need to socialize more because I've been spending way too much time alone. Like, I'm losing my mind, but that's hashtag 2020. There's some vloggers that I watch that I really feel inspired from. My camera overheated, so it stopped recording, but 3 of my favorite YouTubers that I watch to feel inspired are Kara and Nate, who travel all over the entire world. They're now in a van traveling across the US. Also Fly with Stella. She's a flight attendant, but she's just super bubbly and positive, and I really like watching her videos. And Michelle Reed. She's a Christian YouTuber that lived up in New York City for several years, and now she just moved to Texas, but she just really gives a positive outlook, and I love how she incorporates her faith in her channel. But also, anytime I get off the phone with my 2 best friends, Amy and Julian, I feel like I can do anything in life and I can conquer the world. They really inspire me every day. Hi Heaven, love your channel. How did you stay motivated while studying for each section CPA exam? I'm studying BEC. Honestly, it's more difficult than studying for FAR and Audit from what I've seen. BEC is like, no one talks about how hard it is, and it's the highest passing score, and I have no idea why. BEC was really hard for me to grasp, and it's very finance based, and I think a lot of accounting students double major in finance and accounting to get the 150 credits, and that's awesome if that's you or if you really like finance. I hated finance. I do not like finance whatsoever. I am not gifted in naturally understanding finance. I'm 100% an accounting person, 0% finance. So BC was very difficult for me to understand. And you have to memorize like a million formulas. And if you're really good at finance and you're finance minded, you don't have to memorize any formulas because you just understand how the formulas work. That was not me. I had to memorize a lot. So yeah, not that that helps. I just studied my brains out, prayed a lot, and the Lord delivered and allowed me to pass that exam. I also took it right after my grandfather passed away, and I was so afraid to check the results because I was just, you know, too many bad things happening that week, but I passed with a 75, so I have no secrets. It was just the Lord. How much can one make doing the CP? How much one can make after doing CPA, and what's your YouTube income? You can Google how much a CPA makes in your city or a median salary of a CPA. A CPA is not a job. You're an accountant that has a CPA license. So you can't, it's kind of, it's whatever job you're in, how much salary that person makes. Once you get your CPA license, you most likely will get a promotion or at least paid more. Where I work, you get a 10% pay increase immediately as soon as you get your license. My YouTube income has dropped drastically, even though my subscribers have increased. I just hit 7,000 today, which is exciting. My views just aren't there ever since the CPA exam. So most people that subscribe to me probably for CPA don't care about life after CPA, which is whatever. So I literally only make about $200 a month from YouTube, so not much at all. I had just gotten monetized while studying for the CPA exam, so a lot of those videos I didn't even get paid for, and they had like thousands of views, but it is what it is. Next question. Favorite preachers or authors? What's the most difficult thing you've ever had to go through? Definitely the CPA exam. Oh my gosh, hardest thing I have ever done, and it stretched my faith a lot, but because I passed it, it also made me so much stronger in my faith, and I'm just, again, so thankful I passed CPA exams. I think it's all part of my testimony that I can share with others. Favorite authors? I don't really read a lot of books. The book Radical by David Platt changed my life, and I know I've talked about it in several videos, but it's a faith-based book, so he's great. Other than that, I really don't read a lot, to be honest. Some of these questions I'm not going to answer because they are extremely long, and I will just write you back, or if you've emailed me, I'm going to email you back, so I apologize for that. Now I'm going to jump on Instagram and see if I can find where everyone asked me those questions like a month ago, so it's going to take me a minute.
I haven't taken my thumbnail yet, so I'm going to have a sweaty thumbnail pic.
My phone's about to die. My camera's about to blow up. I'm about to blow up. It's hot as heck out here. I hope my camera's going to let me know when it runs out of battery or just explodes into flames, so I'm not just sitting here talking to myself. What's your life verse? Favorite worship song? Definitely Matthew 6:34. It says, therefore do not worry about the struggles of tomorrow, because you have plenty of struggles today to worry about. But my life phrase is Hakuna Matata. It means no worries. Favorite worship song? Right now, There Was Jesus with Zach Williams and Dolly Parton. Superb song. It's in my favorite worship songs playlist on my YouTube channel. Check it out if you've never heard it. Oh yeah, update of my Africa trip rescheduled for next year. Hair care you've tried, hairstyles you have worn. Girl, I think you and me both know this hair don't do much besides being in a bun. I've been braiding it more because it's getting longer so I can braid it, so we're really stepping it up. Ponytails sometimes if I'm feeling frisky. Yeah, I don't do much with the hair, as you guys know. Africa trip is rescheduled for next summer 2021 in May, 5-week long. So this next trip will be the first place that I originally wanted to go, so I'm really excited. I kind of don't want to get my hopes up until we actually literally leave to go to Africa, because I have been so heartbroken about this trip being canceled twice, so it just seems like a joke at this point. But yeah, it is rescheduled for summer 2021 2021. I still have, I think, $1,000 to fundraise before that trip, but I plan to do a video as it gets closer to fundraise for that, because your girl needs some funds. If you could go back in 5 years, what would have changed? What would I, 20? Because I'm 25? Shoot, girl. Or boy. I was still in college when I was 20. I feel like my typical answer is just to like not look so forward to graduation, because I miss my college years so much. That was the best 4 years of my life. But I knew in the moment in college that I was enjoying it and I was having so much fun. Just the social aspect. I was with my friends all the time. There was times in college that I cried of joy. Like, I knew that it was getting closer to graduation. I knew my friends were all moving to different cities and that we wouldn't get to have the same thing again. So I'm just forever missing it. So I can't even say that. I don't know what I would change. Recommendations of TV shows on Netflix or Prime. I don't watch a lot. Right now I'm in Gilmore Girls, but that's like not new to anybody. I'm the last person to ever watch it ever. It aired in like 2000. I did like Northern Rescue with, what's his name? Baldwin. That was a random show that I found that only has 1 season, but it's like a good family show. You know, family struggles and like drama / the mom died, the dad's trying to raise his kids right. You got a rebellious teenage daughter who gets into trouble. Really like that show. There's only 1 season. Otherwise, Blacklist is probably my all-around favorite show. It's a girl and guy show about the FBI and corrupt government helping out criminals, but for the benefit of the country. Kind of controversial. Kind of really good. Can you share your Spotify playlist? Boy, I don't use Spotify. I am old school. I can give you a CD with my mixtape. Just kidding. I use Pandora. I'm not big into sharing my music. I think it's kind of a personal thing. And that is all I'm going to answer, because I feel like this video is getting really long and my camera's about to explode because it's so hot, and I'm about to explode because it's so hot. So thank you guys for watching. I hope I answered your question. If not, I am going to run through and answer you guys back individually on that community post. I may DM you on Instagram if you've asked me a question. So thanks for submitting your questions, and I'll let you guys go because I've already been talking forever. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.